So apparently, Eddie Izzard's Dr. Jekyll dropped on the 27th of October. The reason I didn't cover it is because I've heard nothing about it in my local area. At my cinema or multiplex, it doesn't seem to be playing. I put it into Fandango uh, to find it anywhere. Can't find it. So I don't know if this is just this extremely limited release. It could be UK only, but I'm not seeing it anywhere. There was another movie I was looking for recently. Um, I think David Fincher's The Killer, and it's playing about 50 miles away from me in Philadelphia. But this isn't even showing up in the Fandango database. I have a Regal Cinema House about 15 miles away from me, a multiplex, and a couple of smaller places. It's just not popping up anywhere. But apparently it dropped, so I thought that I would bring the review to you, and maybe you're able to access it where I am not. It could be one of those things. I think it's just going to drop to streaming in my area, just like I was talking about earlier today with the Salem's Lot remake. It looks like it's going to drop directly to Max sometime next year. But let's get into the review. This is from The Guardian, and it says, Dr. Jekyll review, Eddie Izzard and gender-flipped reboot of Hammer horror. And you can see there, they're giving it 2 stars out of 5. This is from Peter Bradshaw. So this is from the 26th of October, a week ago, late to the game. But hey, nobody told me it dropped, and it's not playing around here, so I didn't know. Casting Izzard as a billionaire scientist Nina, a new incarnation for the classic story's tormented hero, proves less intriguing than it sounds. There's something initially intriguing in this gender flip take on the Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde take on Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde from the rebooted Hammer Studio brand, starring Eddie Izzard as Dr. Nina Jekyll. But it soon reveals itself as bafflingly laborious, leaden, and self-conscious, with the star often going into the familiar, quirky monologue riffing style, which might be hilarious in Izzard's stand-up comedy, but it's weird in the wrong way here. The comedy in the central performance feels unsettled, undermining the film's horror potential, which is in any case damaged by the over-egged musical. Jesus, I can't speak tonight. Damaged by the over-egged musical score and misfiring jump non-scares. The legendary dual persona of the story are not interestingly differentiated or really differentiated at all, both being very much Izzard. And there's a trailer here that I saw just a little while ago, but I'm not going to play it because I always get clipped. But if you want to go on YouTube, it's going to be there. I'm going to put the link to this article in the description, and you can see for yourself. I wasn't terribly impressed. I mean, when you see Dr. Jekyll, what you really want to see is Mr. Hyde. If you're a fan of the story, at least that's the way I look at it. We didn't really get a look at Mr. Hyde or whatever this version of Hyde is in the story. So, I mean, it just seemed like Jekyll, interacting with some kid that comes to live with him in the house. Scott Chambers plays Rob Stevenson. Yeah, that was the kid, middle name Lewis, a young guy out of prison on license in need of work to please his parole officer, who might also be persuaded to give him access to his adored infant daughter. Okay. Thanks to his brother, Rob gets a job as a live-in carer to reclusive billionaire scientist Dr. Nina Jekyll, who has reportedly withdrawn from public life due to her health issues. Despite the purse-lipped disapproval of Dr. Jekyll's Mrs. Danversy housekeeper, played by Lindsay Duncan, something in Rob's sweetness and honesty amuses Dr. Jekyll, and she gives Rob the position with responsibility for looking after her in her vast secluded mansion and seeing that she gets her meds. But soon things go terribly wrong. There are cameos here from no less than Simon Callow and Jonathan Hyde, and it looks like an interesting experiment, but there is something fundamentally inert here. Dr. Jekyll is released on 27 October in UK cinemas. That's about it. I mean, they really don't give you a great deal to go on. It doesn't sound like it really blew the guy out, blew his socks off. It didn't sound like it impressed him very much at all. I mean, Hammer is having some sort of resurgence and, this, insertion of new funds to bring Hammer back. Nobody's a bigger Hammer fan than I am. I don't know that this is the kickoff for the new production company that you want, though. I would think you would go with things that were a little more stable and then maybe sort of make this a niche kind of thing, because ultimately, at the end of the day, what you want is a film that is going to make money. Now, an example I would give is David Gordon Green's The Exorcist Believer. I thought it was a terrible movie, but it made over $100 million in 3 weeks on a $30 million budget. So, that's the kind of thing you want to shoot for, even if it critically gets panned or even panned by the fans turned out to watch it. I don't know that this is going to make any kind of money. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can find some box office numbers while I'm here real quick. I don't think this is even going to show up in the numbers database, just like it didn't show up in Fandango. Yeah, there's no. The running time is 80 minutes. I mean, I can tell you that. But there's absolutely no box office information here whatsoever. So an 80-minute movie is the new Hammer, the newest Hammer release. Dr. Jekyll, Eddie Izzard, doesn't seem to be getting, rave reviews. Let me know. Did you get a chance to see it? If so, what did you think? Like this video. Leave a comment. Do you think that, the critic is being unfair? Am I being unfair? Let me know what you think. Like I said, like the video, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel. As more is revealed with Hammer Films and, specifically this video, I'll get the information out to you. Okay, everybody, I will see you all in the next video. All right, take care.